Maps. We are going to do another map video. So, as you know, I love my map videos. So today we're going to talk about 6 maps. We have everything from salary premiums for college graduates. So how much more do college graduates make than those who just have a high school diploma? I'm not counting in trade school. Where are the presidential birthplaces? What state has the most presidential births? And credit card delinquency rates. What state it has the most credit card delinquency in the country? Plus a few others. So let's look at some maps. So the first map we're going to look at today is salary premiums for college graduates in each state. So I'm going to zoom in on the map. So as you can see, each state has a different color of green, and you can see that the darker the green, the higher percentage you're going to make over someone who doesn't have a college degree, just a high school graduate. I'm not including trade school. This does not talk about the trades. This is just college degree jobs. So in California, you can see that they are the highest with 96.56% higher salary than someone who has just got a college degree or a high school diploma. You've got New York at 91%, you've got New Jersey at 90%, you've also got other states that are high, like Massachusetts is at 82%, Virginia is at almost 86%, Texas is at almost 80%. The lower states are Vermont at 30%, so like if you have a college degree in Vermont, you're only averaging about 30% more than someone who doesn't. South Dakota at 35%, Montana at 42%. You also have some other lower states like Wyoming at 44%, North Dakota at 44%. My state of West Virginia, we are right at 50%. That really does make sense to me. So your state, how much more do you make if you have a college degree than if you don't have a college degree? And remember, I'm not talking about the trades. All right, so the next one is which countries prefer coffee or tea? So as you can see in the Americas, it is almost completely coffee. You're going to have a little bit of tea down here in Chile and Bolivia, but most of it is going to sway towards coffee. When you get to Europe, a lot of Europe is the same. You have countries such as Norway, Sweden, and Finland, all coffee. France, Germany, Spain are coffee. In Africa, you have like Algeria is coffee. Over here in the islands, you have the Philippines and Thailand who prefer coffee over tea. When you get to tea, you're going to have like England and Ireland. Of course, like you have your English tea time. Terrible English accent, I know. In Africa, you're going to have like Morocco and Egypt. There's not a whole lot of information on Africa. That's why it's kind of like just white because we don't really know. And then you're going to have most of Asia and Southeast Asia who are also on the tea side. Australia down here is kind of in the middle. They're like, we'll take both. So where you live, is it coffee or is it tea? And do you agree? All right, our next map is Birthplace of Presidents. So I am going to add Trump and Biden onto this list in their spots because they are not on this list when this list was made. So the top of the thing says 4 U.S. presidents were born in hospitals, including Jimmy Carter, Bill Clinton, George W. Bush, and Barack Obama. Donald Trump and Joe Biden were also born in hospitals, so that is actually going to be 6 U.S. presidents were born in hospitals. When we look at it state by state, you're going to have Virginia, who has the most presidents with 7. To me, that is not surprising, Virginia being the center pretty much of the Revolution, and like Washington, Jefferson, Madison, Monroe, them coming from Virginia. Ohio is going to be next with 7 presidents. You're going to have New York with 4. I know with 5, there's 4 on the map, plus Donald Trump. Then you're going to go to Massachusetts with 4. You're going to go to Texas with 2, Pennsylvania with 2. It just says Buchanan, but it will also have Joe Biden. Vermont with 2, and North Carolina with 2. And then all the other states only have 1 president born there. So does your state have a president that's been born there? And if they do, how many? The next map is the world map of wine exports. So I am not a wine connoisseur. I don't really like the taste of wine, but I think it's interesting how wine is made and where wine comes from. So as you can see, it's broken down by the different continents. So Europe, of course, is going to have the largest wine exports. You always have like the French wine and the Italian wine. So France exports of wine is about $11 billion, where Italy is about $7.3 billion. And then you can see like Spain, Germany, Portugal, UK round out like the top 6. And then you can see they just get smaller as they go. In the Americas, in North America, you're going to have the U.S., at 1.4 billion, and then Canada at 65 million. In Latin America, you have Chile at 1.9 billion, and then Argentina at 798 million. Africa, your largest export is going to be South Africa with 663 million. If you go to Asia, they have a smaller market, but Singapore, export market, the Singapore is at 518 million. And then if you go to Oceania, you're going to have Australia at 2.1 billion and then New Zealand at 1.2 billion. That actually surprises me. I didn't know Australia had such a big wine market. So, wine, drink it, don't drink it. And if you do, where do you like your wine from? All right, the next map is rating states by credit card delinquency rates. This source is this is the data from third quarter of 2023. So this was made in January of 2024. I am going to zoom in on the map. Okay, so as you can see, the brighter the color, the more delinquency and credit card debt, the darker the color, the least amount of credit card delinquency per your state. All right, so as you can see, Mississippi has the most at 39%, and then you go to Louisiana at 32%, Alabama at 31%, you have Arkansas at 30%. Those are the states that have the most. When you go to the states that have the least, you have Massachusetts at 14%, you have Hawaii down here at 14%, you have Iowa at 13%, Rhode Island's at 15%, and there are many other states at 15%, like Florida, California, Washington, all have 15%, New York. Where I live in West Virginia, we're right at 25%. So your state, how much credit card delinquency does your state have, and do you think that those numbers are accurate? Okay, so the last map we're going to look at are states with a population less than Los Angeles County. So Los Angeles County has about 9.7 million people who live in that area right there. When you look at the other states, you are going to have 43 states that have a population less than Los Angeles County. So like Washington State has 7.7 million. New Mexico has 2.1 million. West Virginia has 1.7 million. If I remember correctly, Wyoming has like 600,000, 700,000 maybe. So does your state have a population less than Los Angeles County? And if it does, what is your population? I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, please like, subscribe, and comment below with did you learn something? Is there something interesting that you're going to take and tell somebody else today? See you next time.